my name is Sarah Parson and I am the Oracle Artist. I'm here to help make you laugh, discover divine clarity, and be your own oracle. Today we have a pick a pile reading. If you're unsure of how pick a pile works, there's pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And this one's actually for the collective, for everyone involved. So if you're like, I like that, good. I am glad, because that's meant for all of you. So it's just look at the pile and see which one calls to you. Today, it's all about getting back to you, coming back home to you. That could be your most authentic self, back to your roots of like why you started something to begin with. It can be like coming back to your highest self if you felt detached from that version of you, if you've been working really hard on work, like being your highest self. Just so many different ways of coming back to you. So maybe if you're unsure, maybe the reading you pick will help you figure that out as well, of how to come home to yourself. That's just kind of how I'm feeling. I've had a week of coming back home to myself, and I just felt like this was very appropriate. And you'll notice I have, it's kind of far away, but little tiny crystals, but they're all rose quartz. I just felt very called to make it rose quartz because it's like self-love, self-love, self-love. That's what I keep hearing that this reading's all about. But here we have the biggest one, which is for the collective, and we have the second largest, the third largest, and then the smallest. So really we have like large, medium, and small for the piles, and one's not better than the other. So just if you feel like a size is calling to you or a picture, let that speak to you. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you came back, well, welcome back. For those of you who are new, I do Fun Fridays in a fun way. I use what I call DMM as some of the oracle cards, and I made my own personalized Buddy the Elf Fun Friday deck. And we're using Buddy the Elf as our spirit guide. One side is a picture and the other side is a corresponding message, and that work really well with the DMMs. And I've just lately been adding your more typical oracle cards in here as well, ones that are more commonly used as oracle cards because that's what they're called. But I've noticed I love using them together because it just gives you a little bit of fun, even though the fun ones we get very serious with those as well. But I just like having them intertwined. It just feels like a very wholesome reading, We love a good wholesome reading around here. Just touches us, our souls. So again, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Take a moment, think about which pile calls to you the most, and you can look in the description box for the timestamp below, and then you can just click on that and it'll take you directly to the reading. So see you soon.
Ooh, yeah, it's Fun Friday.
Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading today. So I just laid out all the cards, and I was told these are to be your own oracle. So what I do here on this channel is, I don't know why I said that way, whatevs, it's fun, is at the end of the reading the cards that I channel for you, I tend to do 2 cards, and that's what I was called to do for these ones as well, that I show you, but I don't say anything about, and it's up to you to intuitively channel the messages for yourself, because you have all the power in the world to be your own oracle. You can read cards just as well as I can for yourself. And if you're like, that's not, I can't, everyone has it within them, and I believe in you, okay? So it's kind of, if you're new to reading for yourself, this can be really good chance to show you what you can do, and it's amazing. And if you're an avid card reader, then you know the drill. So I'm going to start, I was told to kind of go like this, and then we'll end on being your own oracle. So first, actually no, they do want me to do this one first. Well, that was confusing, Spirit. It's fine. Okay, so how are you here? I'm like, what are we here for again? To bring you back to yourself. To bring you back to yourself. Okay, I pulled this one, and as I look at it, I'm like, no, I did. I think they're supposed to be together, and that's why it was kind of confusing. So there's this. This was this side of the Buddy the Elf. And it says, sugar and spice makes everything nice, and you make everything hotter. Oh, it's like, yes. I'm hearing you really need to come back in yourself by coming back into your body. Like, I'm hearing doll yourself up, dress yourself up so you feel like this energy right here. I'm hearing some of you might have been in a slump lately, and I'm picturing like sweats, like just like super cozy things, which amazing, love that. But I'm hearing, don't forget this side of you exists. You have a super hot, sexy, sensual side that needs to be uplifted. I'm hearing like they want you to look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, there I am. There they are. I forgot about them. Like, I'm hearing accessorize. I don't know, I pictured you putting on a necklace or someone putting it on for you, like, you know, like kind of in those like romantic movies, like if you have a partner, have them like sensually put on like jewelry for you, I guess. And if it's by yourself, sensually put it on yourself. Like, I don't know, like I'm hearing make it a luxurious time as you pamper yourself and doll yourself up and do something with that. Like, don't just sit in your house and afterwards, like, but if you're going to stay at home, make yourself a delicious dinner. Like, feel like you're just, again, like having a very luxurious evening. If you love to cook or bake, make yourself something really scrumptious. Take some pictures of you and the yummy food. I don't know. I'm just hearing like, have fun. I'm hearing be dramatic. Be dramatic with it in the best way. Like if someone were to see you, be like, that's a little over the top. And you'd be like, hell yeah, it is. Thank you for noticing. Like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, is like, come back to your body. Come back to your body. That's what this reading is about. Coming back to a side of you. I'm getting so many chills. A side of you I'm hearing let die or let, like I'm literally picturing, they're showing me you digging up your like hot self out of the grave. Like, I literally envisioned like a woman like in this like sparkly like it was, they were showing me, so it was like for me doing it. Like I just bought myself this cute little dress for Halloween, and I pictured myself like digging myself up in that and being like pulling myself out and being like, there you are, let's go, and then like morphing into that version of me, because I feel like I've just recently kind of come into my body like in that way, like rediscovering that part of myself. So it's funny, they like showed me that, so it's like they want you to do the same, like take your hot self out of the grave, come on, dig them up. And it's almost like visualize right now. Okay, I'm hearing take a moment. We're gonna take a little moment after I finish explaining what to do. Digging yourself up, and what are you wearing when you dig yourself up? So let's take a deep breath together. Visualize yourself digging up your hot ass self. You're working at it. Okay, as you pull yourself out of the dirt, look at you. How do you smell? What are you wearing? What are you adorned with? How's your hair look? What's the aura around you of this version of yourself? How do you feel looking at this version of yourself? Soak yourself in. Now give yourself a little twirl. Tell yourself to turn around. Look at that cute little butt. Hey, this is channeled from Spirit, okay? This is Fun Friday. Yep. Yeah, look yourself up and down. I know you're doing it. We all know. Yeah, you're looking good. You're looking good. Okay. Now come back to yourself now. We're getting there, okay? That's what we're aiming for. We love it. That's funny, a little impromptu meditation. Little meditation. Need to take a sip of water. I get really hot when I like channel meditations in general, and I'm also like channeling the reading. Okay, this is a great start. Okay, beauty sleep. Look at this. To come back to your body, you need to take care of your body, and I'm hearing sleep. Yes, it seems simple, maybe not to some of you. Maybe you have a really restless night sleeping. Sorry, I just gave multiple messages for like multiple different people. I'm hearing I feel like one or two of you have something prescribed to help you sleep and you haven't been using that. Like it could be a natural thing or like Western medicine. I don't know, I'm just hearing it's not bad. It's like your spirit team has given you that as a tool to help you. Don't feel guilty utilizing something that's like been gifted to you to help you sleep. And it might be even for more stuff, but it can help with sleep. So that's a very specific message for only like a couple of you, I feel. And for some of others of you, I feel like just allowing yourself to sleep, like giving yourself the time to. I'm hearing some of you are doing the grind, like feeling like, well, like if you're an entrepreneur or something, like you're like, well, no, like I have to get these things done. Like you don't understand, like I have a launch coming. No, you need to sleep. That's going to help you more in the long run. Yes, there's always times, like there are crunch times for sure. I'm hearing like your guides be like, don't like judge yourself for doing those crunch times. Yes, they are needed at times, but not every day and not every week. That's excessive and that's harmful. To come back into your body is to allow yourself the luxurious, I'm hearing moments of slumber. First I heard sleep and they're like, no, you slumber. It sounds more luxurious. Maybe we'll get him to sleep more if we use the word slumber. They're just trying all the things here. I'm just hearing this is like, I'm hearing a lot of you might be resistant to this or think this actually doesn't matter. And if you've thought that or you're feeling very like anxious about this card, don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. They're just saying, now you know, and now you know what to do moving forward. Don't beat yourself up for not doing this in the past. The past is the past. It's what you know now to help you move forward. And again, I want to remind you with all of these readings, it's a collective reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Maybe you're like, I sleep all the time and it's great. Then this card might not be for you, or maybe you're getting a different message in your head about it. Again, that's being your own oracle. If what I'm saying, you're like, that doesn't pertain to me, but I'm looking at the image and I'm seeing certain things that pertain to me. Perfect. I will do that in pick a card readings. Like, I'll kind of tune out what they're saying, but like almost channel my own stuff for some cards that I feel like are more for other people. So totally do that during all pick a card readings, really. So yes, the more resistance you're feeling about this card, the more the card is needed for you. The more this message is for you, is what I'm hearing. So you're special if you're feeling extra resistant. Forgiveness. Ooh, yep. Let me read it. Forgiveness sets you free and deeply cleanses your energy. It is time to forgive. I'm hearing, if you really like meditations, I'm hearing a lot of you should try this. Like a guided, if you're into guided meditations, find a guided meditation on forgiveness. And if you're into like imagining, like just letting your imagination take you to what you need for meditations, just find a really good, like calming soundtrack and just kind of go in with the intention of forgiving who you need to forgive. But I'm hearing a lot of it's for yourself. To come back into your own body, you need to come back into yourself. Oh no. Okay, yesterday I'm hearing them again. There's these kids who are playing the recorders so loud. Oh God, I hope you can't hear that. They played it for so long yesterday. Oh, because I normally actually do these on Wednesdays, but I'm filming on Thursday today, and that was partially the reason. That's hilarious. Well, if you hear some, good old recorder tunes, let's forgive them and remember that, you know, these kids they don't know any better. They're just living their own most authentic lives. So, forgiveness. So again, sorry, a little random tangent there. Come back to your body is forgiving yourself and forgiving your body. If there are things about your body, I'm getting a lot of chills with this, you are not a fan of looking at, or that make you feel sad or uncomfortable or mad at because of societal expectations, I'm hearing, like, stand in front of the mirror, if you can, I'm hearing naked, and just forgive all those parts of your body, and then forgive your mind, and forgive, I'm hearing society as a whole. That one can be a little harder to forgive, but like, it's all about the process of starting. It's not like after this exercise, you'd be like, wow, literally I'm healed. Like, you know, it's just, this is the beginning. Like, start doing this every day, like forgiving the parts of your body that you feel maybe not connected to, is how I'm going to put it. You don't feel a connection to, but to come back to your body, to dig yourself up, your hot ass self up, is, we have to forgive ourselves. We can't feel our fullest and hottest selves if we don't pay attention to, if we totally ignore parts of our body. To feel our hottest and best selves, we have to like look at the parts we find imperfect and just forgive them, and then be like, well, this is me. Like, it doesn't mean absolutely love every single part of yourself. It's more forgiving certain parts of yourself and healing, like moving forward with that, like being like, okay, how can I live with this? Like, how can I look at this differently? It's all a process. It's all a process. And that doesn't mean to say you could totally go out this evening and just feel like your hottest self. But I'm just saying, the more you forgive yourself, the more you're going to feel this energy more deep and deep and deeper. Like, so the deeper you want to feel, like truly hot inside and out, forgive. Okay. And then, okay, I need to pull this one. I'm hearing along with it. Oh my gosh, it says, run like heck today. Use up all that bottled energy. Okay. I'm hearing these are a little separate. So this one's almost like to come back into your body, like you have all this stored up energy in you that's stagnant and maybe a lot of negative energy. And I'm hearing, get that out. Get that out to get back to your most like hottest and authentic body self. You know, so it doesn't have to be running, it can be dancing, it can just be moving, but I'm hearing like move, like, you know, like get out there. And like with this intention, like you can, instead of intention, like I'm releasing stagnant energy, I'm releasing negative energy, I'm inviting in forgiveness, I'm inviting in my hottest self, like, you know, like you can just kind of make it a mantra, affirmation. As you can say an affirmation as you run, think an affirmation as you run, as you dance, as you walk, however you choose to move, as you sway, you know. And then I'm just hearing like this. I just kicked the thingamajig. This is you after that exercise. You're like, oh, I feel so much lighter. I'm just hearing like, I'm so much lighter and more free, like almost like this aha, like that's what I needed to do to feel more in tune with myself. Like, wow, that wasn't that hard. That wasn't that hard at all. This kid talking like that. That really wasn't a big deal at all. Oh. So that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm just hearing, yeah, like get your beauty sleep, forgive, dig yourself up, move around, and that just all of these things are going to just really help you come in tune with yourself. You're really going to just find yourself more. You really are, and that's very, very exciting. And I'm realizing I never turned on my lamp, so I'm going to do that right now because it's pretty dark. Let's see, does that help? I feel like it did. Look at that. Wow. Forgive me for not doing that earlier. So now I haven't seen these cards yet, so being group number 1, you'll get to see my genuine reaction. Well, I'll let the other groups know I did see it, you know, I can't lie. So these are gonna be where you're gonna be your own oracle. So right now I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you, if you haven't already, like inviting your highest vibe spirit team or whoever, whatever energies you have whatever you call the energies guiding you to help you translate these cards. So I'm going to do them at the same time. And this says Magnolia. And it's number 8. So there is a guidebook for these, but I'm being told to not look at the guidebook. I'm hearing this is somehow you'll all interpret this in a different way. So again, this has to do with coming back to your body. What are you getting from these cards? Show. I feel like the eyes just... I do want to say, like, for cards like this, where you're like, there's no description or anything, you can count the leaves, you can count the flowers, look at the colors, what number do you see, the letters, the type of flower, magnolia, does that mean anything to you? There are many different ways you can interpret both of these cards. The amount of dots on their nose, the amount of hairs on their head, no, but... So let me know in the comments. I'm very curious of how you interpreted these cards as you were your own oracle and how this reading in general was for you. I really hope this resonated and that it's going to help you come back into your body as your hot little self. Hell yeah. Dig yourself up. Oh, I'm curious. What were you wearing when you dug yourself up? If you want to tell me. How did you smell? Was it excellent? I bet. Okay, well, I hope you all have an amazing day, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are.
Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah, it's Fun Friday.
Hello, group number 2, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading today. So today we're figuring out what you need to do to come back home to you. Come back home to yourself. So here we have your medium-sized little rose quartz. Stunning, gorgeous. So I was told these are going to be your cards at the very end where you're going to be your own oracle. So if you are new here, what I like to do is at the very end of the cards I read for you and channel, you are going to channel it's usually about 2 cards for yourself. And if you're like, but Sarah, I don't usually read for myself. Well, we're starting today because everyone is able to be their own oracle. And I really like it because then this is very specific to you and your reading. The rest is more for the, it's multiple people watching this pile. But again, you are connected to this energy here. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Maybe there's a card that doesn't speak to you as much as others. And if there's a message I'm saying, you're like, that really doesn't feel aligned to me, but there's something in the card, you're like, oh, but I'm getting this message from it. That's what pertains to you. So really the whole time is you being your own oracle by taking what resonates and just leaving what doesn't. So we're going to go like this. We're kind of going to go like this, and then these are going to be the last 2 cards. So let's begin. How can you come back home to you? Oh. First one, I'm hearing leave a situation that does not serve you. Or maybe you're currently leaving a situation that doesn't serve you and that's causing so much stress, anxiety. I'm hearing like trauma involved too. And so it's just, I'm hearing like a lot of you can be feeling out of whack, out of sorts. And so that's why you need to come back home to yourself. And if you're not currently in a situation, it's because you are being called to purge things or people or, in your life. I'm hearing experiences too, like almost like if you're invited to something and you're just like going to go and not because you don't want to, but your ego's kind of like, no, you must. Like you can be like, nope, bye. Like I'm spending time with myself because that's what I feel called to do. Like that's the message I'm getting here is just, things that don't serve you is in here and things that serve you are like down below. So you're like, peace out. Bye. So I'm hearing, I think we're going to get more of a clear message with this as well. This is your buddy card. It says, live, love, laugh, light candles with leisure. kind of like what I was thinking here. Like it is okay to say no to a gathering. Like, I don't know why I said a gathering. Like a party, a hanging out with friends. If they're like, hey, this is what we're doing this weekend. Like, or you do something every weekend. And it's like, you always hang out with your friends without fail. But you're like, I just really want to stay home, live, love, laugh, and light candles with leisure. Like, you'll be like, peace out. Sorry, I'm hanging with myself and my candles. Or with my dog or my cat. Or just like with my games. Like, whatever, just like... I'm hearing what feels good. And again, like if you are in a situation where you are leaving, like you are purging, I'm hearing constant purging almost, you need to take time to let yourself leisure. I'm hearing some of you might be like, but I need to heal, like, or I just need to purge so I can invite in what I desire. Like, I want to manifest things. Like, I'm almost hearing this, like, some of you might have this anxious energy about being like, but it's, you know, it's the eclipse. Like, I'm purging. Like, you know, like, take time, take a deep breath, and come home to yourself by just letting yourself chill. I heard chill girl chill in my head. Like, was that, come on, spirit, you know? You know, I hate when people are like, just chill, you know, just relax. No. Okay, spirit apologizes. Like, I didn't mean it that way. Sure. Okay. No. No, but really just like, take a bath, take a soak, go on a walk. I'm just hearing like, what's your favorite way to relax? What's your favorite way to leisure? I'm hearing that's extremely important with coming home to yourself, coming back to you. I know these are kind of far. I'm just trying to think of like, maybe I'll do this. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this one. Time to shine. Oh, look at that. Step boldly into the light and share your magnificent heart, gifts, and talents. I'm hearing when you purge things that don't serve you and when you let yourself just take time for yourselves, that's when you shine. So if you are in kind of this space of like wanting to purge to invite in what you want, you need to like, again, take this time to relax because that's when you're truly gonna shine. If you're just like, I'm hearing like you can overwork healing. Like you can overwork healing yourself. You can overwork purging. Like too much of, any of you remember that song where it's like, too much of anything is too much, too much, too much, too much. You know that song? That's what I heard in my head. Like just because it's a good thing doesn't mean it's good to do that. Like if you drink too much water, you can drown yourself, but you need water to survive. Like it's that kind of vibe. Like I'm hearing you need to let yourself chill. Like, yeah, like I'm hearing come home to yourself by like doing what you love. And that's when you're going to shine, because when you take that rest, even rest from doing things that serve you really well, that's when you're going to shine. Because if you're so caught up in this space, when you purge, like, how do you see the stuff coming in when you're so focused on the purging? So you need to let yourself sit and be like, wait, look what I've already invited in. Look what I already have. Wow. And then you will feel more like, I'm hearing like sunshine in your life. Like you'll feel more like sunshines in your life, like shining down on you when you take this moment to relax, do what you love, and kind of just take a look around and see what you've already done for yourself. So that's how you can come home to yourself as well. Balance, yep, kind of just what I was talking about. Like you need that balance of purging and inviting in, but like rest. So rest and purging, like I really do feel, like I said, if you haven't purged yet, that's something you do need to do, because then that is a way to come home to yourself. But I think this is almost like, for those who are in it, this is what they need to do now. But for those of you who are about to start this process, this is almost like a guided warning. Not a warning, but just like, watch out for yourself. Like make sure you do these things to make sure you are grounded and stay at home with yourself during this purging process. So there is a balance. There's definitely a balance. This card says working and resting, giving and receiving. It is time to create more balance in your life. So again, for those of you who are in the middle of something or even near the end of it, I'm hearing some of you might not realize it's the end of your purging because you've been doing it for so long. And it's just almost felt like there's never been an end in sight. But you need, when you relax, you can see how like you are there. I'm getting a lot of chills. You either are there already or you're so close to being done. So you need to let yourself just chill. And I'm hearing maybe some of you might be like, oh, but if I'm close, I can like just finish right now. No, you need to rest to actually be able to know what to do next. What is like the last thing you need to purge? You know, like things like that. It's just, you need to rest. You need to have that balance in your life to come home to you to really get those aha moments of the next step. And a lot of you right now, if you haven't purged yet and you're like, I don't even know what I need to get rid of in my life. Like, I can't think of anything. Relax, you know, have a leisure time. And I'm hearing that's when you're going to start realizing, like, I'm hearing for a lot of, okay, for those of you who have not yet figured out what you need to purge, or if you kind of know, but you're just like almost either in denial or you're like, I don't know if it's that though. I'm hearing your leisure time needs to be something without words. It almost needs to be this meditative time. So if like doodling with listening to a meditative soundtrack, dancing to like music without words, or going on a walk in nature and just hearing like the nature sounds around you. I'm hearing that's going to really open up your mind and help you figure out the next step. And for those of you who are in that too, will help too. But I'm almost hearing like for the people who are starting the purging process, or if you found this and you're like, I don't know if this pertains to me, it does, because you're being called to do this. And for those groups of people who are just beginning, it's very imperative. Did I say that? Use that correctly? I don't know. We'll find out. You'll let me know if I didn't. Please do. I like learning. But it's very, very important that you leisure without music. Or, without words, like TV, radio, shut it off. If it's music, no lyrics. But, you know, bird song outside is stunning. We love that. Again, so find that balance. That was like kind of a little tangent there. I feel like this is almost like, see how it's kind of centered? I feel like this is like the main thing almost, along with the purging. Okay. Oh my gosh, look how similar they are. What? Okay. Yep, you gotta leave what doesn't serve you. And I like to view this one as the Fool card, like in the Tarot Major Arcana. Like, you're just like, fuck it, like, I gotta do me. I gotta do what's right for me. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's on the other side, but I just have this faith. I have this faith and I'm just gonna go for it. That's kind of the energy of both of these. Like, this one I feel like is more, yeah, purge. But this is almost like doing something, like, you just gotta go for it. Do it for you. Doesn't matter what people over here are telling you, like, don't jump, like, don't take that leap, like, what are you doing? You're ruining your life if you purge that person or like that job or something. Like, you're like, sorry, bye. Like, I'm peace. Like, I'm finding the balance in my life and I'm being called to do this. So I'm feeling like you, again, either you've already done this, you've already like been the Fool, you know, you are the Fool right now, or you're being called to take that Fool energy of just, I'm gonna do it and I feel like it's all gonna work out in my favor. I don't know how, I don't know when, like, it's just, I'm doing it. I'm taking this leap of faith on myself and I'm just gonna really listen to my gut intuition and just see what happens. Like, that's the vibe you're being called to do. And again, if you're already in this energy, it's just very much confirming, good job. You did exactly what you needed to do. They want me to repeat that. You've done exactly what you needed to do. You've done exactly what you need to do. Oh my gosh, they want me to keep repeating that. I feel like a lot of you, I feel, are holding on to this belief that you're like, I think I fucked stuff up. I don't know if I did the right thing. Nope, you did exactly what you need to do. You've done exactly what you need to do. You've done exactly what you need to do. I could keep going, like, the amount of times I'm repeating that, the amount of how much I want to keep saying it, like, oh my gosh, like, you've done exactly what you need to do. And now it's time to rest. It's time to take like a breather, at least. Yes, there's more to do. If like you're kind of feel like you've either just start, like, I don't know, like, again, some of you could be near the end and you're kind of like, I don't see the rewards yet. I don't see what's happening yet. you've done exactly what you need to do. You need to take this period of rest. You need to come home to yourself, and then you'll get downloads for the next step. It's kind of what I'm hearing. The next step. Wow, this one just felt very powerful. Like the amount of like reassurance that I just felt behind this card, that's a lot. Like I would have kept repeating that. I could still be saying that phrase. I'm still hearing it in my head. Part of me feels like that's also for me, and that's why. Because I need to hear that as well. So that's funny. We all need to just step into ourselves and just know we've done good. Okay. This card said, we elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. And on the other side it says, this is the divine speaking. Eat that cookie with no regrets. Okay, and that goes with like, just take the step with no regrets. That's what I'm feeling. If you are new to this, if you are starting this journey, just boop, with no regrets. You know, just boop. Like, they're gonna help you fly. They're gonna help you survive here, you know? Please don't jump off an actual cliff. Just had to say that. Unless there's like a really cool trampoline and like you are super safe and it's like there's people watching you and like, still don't do that actually because I don't want to be charged with anything. Okay, anyway. Yeah, just do it with no regrets. And again, if you've already done this and you're in this purging space, like there's no regrets. I'm hearing maybe some of you are having regrets and they're telling you there's no regrets. You've done I don't know why pinky's like out, like I'm a fancy woman, but there are absolutely no regrets here. They're telling you if you're feeling regrets, that's your ego speaking and society telling you certain things, but it's not, they're saying it's not the divine speaking, because the divine is telling you to eat the cookies with no regrets. So like, you purge without regrets, leap without regrets. Like this, okay, I almost feel like this is what you need to do, and this is like reassurance almost. But again, for some of you, what to do if you are just starting this process. But it just, coming home to yourself is getting rid of what doesn't serve you, and coming home to yourself is also taking a break from getting rid of what doesn't serve you. Again, too much of anything is too much. I wish like it's on the tip of my tongue who's saying that. I used to like be obsessed with that song. If you guys remember, I'll probably look it up after this. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the cards being your own oracle. I do have to admit I already saw them in the first video, so I'm like not going to be shocked by them or anything. So I want you to all take a deep breath. I want you to invite in your highest vibe spirit team, or whatever the energies are that help guide and support you, whatever you call them, however you connect with them. I want you to invite them in to help you channel these cards for yourself, because it's now time to be your own oracle. You always are, but more specifically for these cards, I guess I should say. Okay, so card number 1. How does this pertain to coming home to yourself? Again, thinking of the messages we already heard as well, because this is going to be probably very different than like the first group, the meanings you... Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm burping a lot. I burp a lot when I channel. This is Magnolia. It's card number 8. And so for both of these, with cards without like any words or anything, especially kind of more like nature ones where you're like, I don't know the meaning of Magnolia or anything, look at the number that it is, count how many flowers there are or leaves. Just see how like maybe this is looking at this card, like just you can view them together, you can view them totally separate as separate messages. That's funny. I see actually how like this card's kind of in the middle of them right now. Maybe that's something for some of you. I just noticed that, like how it's perfectly in the middle. Yeah, so just soak in these messages and what do they mean to you. They're going to be different for everybody. So these are your cards. I'm very curious. Let me know how they spoke to you. Let me know what messages you got. If you feel like you want to share, of course you don't need to. Keep it to yourself. This could be a private time for you, a private message. Intimate oracle. I just imagine myself having like a separate YouTube channel called that, and it's just like I don't even know what that would entail. Just me being like, ooh, it's a secret. I don't know what that was about. Just, it was an idea that's never gonna happen. Watch, like 2 years from now, it's like my biggest channel. Sorry, take a sip of water. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reading. Sorry, it's been very like bumpy today. I got a new ring light stand and it's like right up against the table, and I think it's just whenever I move the table, it moves the stand. So next time I'll push it away a little bit. But thank you so much for being here. I would really love to know how this resonated with you, if it spoke to you. I really enjoyed this reading. I've been just really enjoying this week's readings. I feel they're very profound. But like simple, but profound, you know? We love that. We love simple and profound. The duality of it all. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great, I feel like I stumble over my words. I hope you have a great evening or day, whatever time it is for you. Yeah, just have a great rest of the time, rest of your life. Come home to you today. Let's start that. Okay, goodbye.
Ooh, ooh, yeah, it's Fun Friday.
Hello, hello. Welcome, Pile 3, to your readings. I can't find the itty bitty rose quartz. Like, I've been putting them here, but it doesn't want to be found. I think when I picked up the deck, it slid, but can't find it anywhere on the ground. So it's hiding. I wonder if that's like a sign for this like reading at all. I don't know. I'm very curious. So we are here to figure out how to help you come home to yourself, how to come back to you. I've been loving the last 2 readings so far. I just feel like it's really good message, like really helpful. So let's dive in. Let's help you. So I've been reading them like this, and then these are going to be the cards where you're going to be your own oracle. So if you're new to my channel, what I love to do is at the very end, I usually have 2 cards, and these are 2 cards that I flip them over, and I don't read them, but you do. And it's you being your own oracle and figuring out what are the messages coming through to you. And if you're like, well, I don't usually read for myself, like I don't know how to do that. Everyone has it in them to be their own oracle at all times. You just making decisions every single day is you being your own oracle. So it's just using it in a little bit of a different way, and I believe in you. So first I'm going to channel some messages, and since this is a collective reading, take what resonates and leave what does not. So if like there's a card I flip over and I start talking about it and you're like, I know this reading's for me, but how she said it or worded it that way, it doesn't feel true to me, that's because maybe it's for somebody else. But maybe you get other messages from that card that you're like, oh wait, but the picture's really speaking to me, or this phrase is very much speaking to me. That's you being your own oracle, and take that, you know? Let's do this reading together. It's a team effort. Yeah, with the spirit team, so very much a team effort. So I'm going to begin. So let's figure out how you can come home to yourself. So first we have Buddy the Elf. Looking as such, and it says, look at the stars, see how they shine and twinkle, just like you. Okay, I'm hearing some self-love is needed here. Oh my gosh, you know, like how I lost the crystal, I feel like a lot of you have lost love for yourself, or like in a certain way. Like it doesn't have to be this dramatic, like I don't love myself, but maybe there are parts of yourself that you've almost neglected or forgotten. And maybe that's why the crystal is gone. Interesting. The mystery is unfolding as we speak. But yeah, look at the stars, see how they shine and twinkle just like you. I'm just hearing almost like look at yourself like a shining star. You know how when you look at, sometimes you see stars like twinkling, and like especially if you go to a place where there's low light and you're just like, oh my gosh, the stars are so out tonight, and it's a super magical experience, and you're almost like, oh my gosh, like there's a universe out there, and you kind of get in that mindset of you're like, who am I? Oh my gosh, like I am part of this whole thing, and it's almost like overwhelming in this beautiful way. I'm almost hearing like, look at yourself like that, like when you look at yourself in the mirror and be like, oh my gosh, like I exist. Wow, I am here. This is incredible. Like I'm part of this universe. Like, you know, like almost like that. Like it takes a lot of work for you to get here, like from conception to here. Like, you know, like it's, yeah, like you are so rare is what I'm hearing. Like, yeah, there are a lot of people on this earth, but think of how many more there could be. Like, it's you, like you are here. I'm just hearing like you need to look at yourself in awe more, and like you to come home to yourself is to love yourself more. Like, and that's not in a way of like love yourself more right now, like that's not how it works, but like start that process. I'm getting a lot of chills, like very much confirming that, like start the process. Don't judge yourself if it takes a while. Don't, because there's a lot of like societal messages and images out there that tell us one thing, even if we feel it's not right for us. It's just society has done, there's a lot of pressure with how we, if you like were brought up in the public school system, like taught certain things, and just society in general. I'm just really hearing, what does your intuition say about you? If you're like, but I love this part of myself, but it was almost like other people made you not love that part of you anymore. Like, come back to that original part of yourself, because that's your intuition telling you like, no, this is very important. So really look for those parts of yourself that you've neglected or just completely like pretend don't exist, even though they're in, I'm hearing they are so deeply a part of you, and they need to be like brought back. They need to be brought back to life. Like, that's how you're going to come home to yourself, is by like regrowing, refinding, I heard like repotting these like parts of yourself. Like, yeah, like a plant that's wilting, you're like, it needs a better like drainage pot, like better dirt, like almost do that with the parts of yourself that need extra love. Like, really tend to those areas. I just heard what she just said, exactly that. There's no more here, like almost just like, yep, that's the message. Are you gonna listen to that? Oh, you're gonna try. Oh, honey, don't ignore that. Don't ignore that. Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page now. Yes. That was the dialogue that I was told to do. Yeah, I'm just almost hearing like, I don't know, like your spirit guides are like trying to be like, they're trying to make this more lighthearted, because this is very hard. This can be a very hard thing to face. It can be very, for some of you, it could be like trauma, like it can be bringing up trauma, and I'm hearing like seek help that you need, like professional help if you need that. I don't know, I feel like they're just trying to make this a fun reading, even though it's very deep and very personal, but they're just like, we're here, but like, yep, exactly what she already said. Keep it up, honey. Like, I don't know, that's just the vibe I'm getting. They're trying, yeah, just trying to incorporate humor into something that it can be hard to do. It is hard. I'm just gonna say that it is hard to face those things, especially if you push them down for so long and pretended they're not a part of you anymore. And when you rehash it, it can be really sad, but when you're like, why didn't I let this part of me shine? Why did I let others dictate my life? I'm getting a lot of chills with this, but they're saying like, there was lessons learned. There are always lessons learned. Don't put yourself down. You know this now, and so now you can move forward. Don't blame yourself in the past for doing what you did, because you learned a lot from it. And maybe the feelings you feel when you unearth those parts of yourself, you're like, I never want to feel this way again. That's a very important lesson to learn, being like, I'm never going to listen to people to tell me to diminish parts of myself ever again. I'm never going to allow that to happen. Now that I know what it feels like to rediscover, and how sad I am I didn't have him before, like now you really have this like sure footing of like, no, this is who I am. So just don't put yourself down for the experiences that have already happened or the way you've treated yourself in the past, because again, there's so many like societal pressures, how you've been taught, and you just don't know until you know. Honestly, like you only know one way of life until you learn a new one, and that's just how it is. So I'm just hearing, be very gentle with yourself, and maybe find some humor when you can. Like, I'm hearing gentle humor, or just like, I'm hearing a lot of your guides are going to send you a lot of signs and like they're very much here for you. They are really here for you during this time, because it's a lot of work, and it's really, really beautiful work. And I almost feel like this is their face of that. Yes, it is. And they just want to send you signs. So if you find, I'm hearing some of you are going to find like silly sayings or silly things more than usual, and almost like giggle at random things more than usual. No, that's your guides like giving you that, because they want you to have this lightheartedness along with like the deep, almost like it's like shadow work, like that comes along with it. So they want to bring that light as you go into the dark. And the dark is never a bad place. It's like, as long as you like do it with purpose is what I mean, like, and you're striving to come out of there. But you got to go into the dark to do the dig deepen. But they just really want to like give you that light, like shine the light in the dark tunnel, so you can be like, oh my gosh, yep, I'm protected, I'm here, I'm being looked after, sweet, I'm gonna continue to dig deep. So I just feel like more humor is gonna come into your life in like a really helpful way, as you work on coming home to yourself. So let's look at this card. Oh, resilience. Oh my gosh, that's perfect for what I was just talking about. Determination, willpower, momentum. This is a time to dig up your resilience. This is a time to bring back your power. And to do this work, like I said, it can be tough, because you're gonna hit some things that you're like, I didn't want to think about this, or I haven't thought about this in years because I purposely suppressed that. Like, again, seek out professional help if needed. Always a good option, always a good plan. That can really help you through this. And when you're I feel like in the dark in a way, again, no, there's always the light there. I'm hearing, even when you're in the dark, you're surrounded by light. Like, picture a circle of light around you at all times. That's your spirit team, that's your guides, those are your ancestors, that's loving energy protecting and surrounding you as you are resilient, moving through the parts to come back to yourself, to be able to see yourself in the way that you deserve to see yourself. Like when you look at the stars and go, oh my gosh, like I'm full of amazement. That's how you should look at yourself. That's how you deserve to look at yourself. And again, to get there, it takes a lot of resilience. It really does. And it's beautiful. You got this. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I've had a year of resilience, and it can be very hard, but I've never also felt better at the same time. Like, I've never felt so at peace with my life, even when I have terrible days, like, or really hard days, let me tell you, like, but there's this sense of peace and calm that I've never felt, because I've been making the right choices to come back home to me, to come back to myself, so I can look at myself in awe. So I just gotta say, like, I've been going through, I feel like, what they're telling you to almost do for yourself right now. And I feel like that's why I like can connect to this so well, is I've pulled resilience so much over this year, I can't even tell you. So it's so true. Like, you have what it takes. Like, we are brought here having what it takes to go through what's put in our path. It's divine timing, and it's like, even though it's like, you have what it takes. And again, seek support when needed. Really seek that support. I'm hearing a lot of you like that's necessary. I'm hearing a lot of you that is not an option, and it's necessary, and you know who you are because you know what you've been through. So some of you might want to look into it, and some of you, I feel like it could be an option, but some of you, it's definitely very necessary to seek professional help is what I'm hearing, and that's going to really help you with the resilience. We can be extremely resilient, and we are very resilient, even if we are surrounded by support, because people helping people, that is resilience. That is human nature that's humankind being resilient, because we know we need to help each other. Like trees, they use their root system to send each other nutrients. When one is like thrives more in the winter and one thrives more in the spring, they take turns helping out each other. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm hearing with this too. Like, you don't need to be resilient alone. I feel like that's a very important message that they want me to end on there. This one, divine purpose. Yes, reconnect with what sets your soul on fire and brings you feelings of immense joy. Kind of like what I was talking about here, like reconnect with yourself. What have you suppressed? What have you pushed down? And right as I said that, I saw 1333 on my phone for the amount of time. So I feel like 333, they wanted me to point that out. Yeah, so just divine purpose. Like, this is a time, the inward, the digging deep, the going into the dark is to rediscover like your most authentic self. That's coming home to you. Your divine purpose is coming home to you. You are meant to find your true authentic self. You are meant to love your most authentic self. No matter what you've been through, you are still loved. You are still lovable. Everyone is always lovable. Everyone always deserves love, no matter what you've been told. I'm hearing some of you this might be a very powerful message. It might be hard to hear, but like, you deserve to be loved and respected in a very divine way. And not like by humans, like, I mean like that, but like, they should treat you like a divine person. Like, you should all treat and love and respect each other. Like, we should all do that. That's what I'm hearing. And you deserve that. Just because you've been through certain things doesn't mean you don't. You really, really do. So let's do the work. Let's do the work to come home to you, so you can look at yourself in awe and be like, this is what I deserve, because you do. You really, really do. And remember, you're really resilient. And remember, you have so many people you can rely on. And if you feel like there's only one person in your life you can rely on, sorry, this keeps shaking, I keep moving the table. That's amazing. One person is not bad at all. That's not bad at all. And like, that could also include a therapist. That can also include a counselor. Like, that's amazing. That is incredible. Like, you are so resilient, and there's always support around you. Okay, I'm almost feeling like this is you feeling so alone sometimes and being like, I don't know if I can go through this. But this is, your spirit team is like, we're here. You can't see us, but we're here. Like, you're literally always being watched over. You're literally always being protected. Like, I'm hearing as you go through this, and there are going to be times where maybe you feel alone, because you're going to be like, who am I again? Because when you're rediscovering yourself, it's like a rebirth. So you lose parts of yourself that don't serve you as you invite in what does. But sometimes there's that limbo when you purge parts of like habits, people, experiences that you don't want anymore, that don't serve you, that don't feel right. And you're kind of in that limbo stage of like, okay, but what am I inviting in? And that can feel lonely. But they're like, we're always here. You are never alone. I'm hearing, however you do, pray, meditate, do spells, script, whatever you need to do, like, to let them know, like, be like, I need help. And they're like, we're here. We'll send you more signs. We'll send you more signs to like help you. Like, this little laugh, like, we will give you what you need. Ask for specific signs, and they're like, you shall receive. Like, they just want you to know how resilient you are and how not alone you are during this process. And I'm hearing maybe some of you have already started this process too. So this is just a very good reminder of like, keep at it, keep going. They are so proud of you, and you are never alone. You are never, never alone. And I'm also hearing like, for some of you, I'm hearing like, you can rely on those people you feel like you can't. If you've convinced yourself there's like a friend or a family member or something that they're like, I'm always here for you, like, please call me, like, no matter what. And you're like, yeah, sure. I don't think you're actually going to be like, try it out. I'm hearing you will be pleasantly surprised. I'm hearing if there's someone or people in your life that keep telling you, lean on me, like, call me, like, let me know. And you just say, yeah, sure, but you never do it. I'm hearing, try that. I'm hearing that can really open a door for you. That can really open a door. I'm hearing like a handful, like almost everyone watching this, but specifically like there's a couple of you I feel like who are very resistant to that, because I'm hearing of past stuff that's happened with other people. So it's hard to trust these people, but like I'm hearing, trust them. You're not alone. Your spirit team's there with you as you try that out. And then also these people, I'm hearing like this picture would turn into like more of a physical form. So it's like you would then be talking to a physical person who's supporting you. Your team will always be there, of course, but it's like, then it's not just that. Then it's like you with another person talking through it. and them helping you, because maybe they've been through something extremely similar and you would never know until you tell them what's going on with you, and then they're like, oh my gosh, do I have stories to tell you? Okay, and then there's this card. Look in the mirror and stare lovingly at yourself, but actually do it. Oh my gosh, that like really goes with this one. I like literally said to do that. Wow. Okay, I'm not gonna say much more about that one because I feel like that's just, what can I say? Perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you the cards for you to be your own oracle. Before I do that, I want us to pause and take a deep breath. I want you to call in your highest vibe spirit team, or whoever, whatever energies you call in that help support and guide you, whatever names you give them. And then I want you to take time to look at these cards. So we have this one. I will say I've already seen these from the last two, so that's why I'm not like shook right now. And since both of them, this says Magnolia, number 8. And since both of them don't have words, I know it can be hard sometimes to be like, but what does that mean? There's many different things you can look at. The number that's like on it, the letters in here, the amount of flowers there are, the amount of leaves, the shapes, how these go together, how these are separate. And I'm seeing divine purpose is perfectly in between them, so maybe that's a sign for you in there too. So these have to do with coming home to you, finding your most authentic self, finding those parts of yourself that you've shoved down, purging what no longer serves you. Just give a little closer look at these. I'm really curious. If you feel like sharing, let me know how those messages, you know, how you interpreted that with your reading. And if you want to just let me know how this reading resonated for you, I'd love to know. But again, if you'd like to keep it to yourself, I totally get it. Totally get it. It's a lot to take in. It is. The spirit teams just want me to show this again. They're like, that was a lot, but remember this cute little meme. Thanks, teams. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on Fun Friday. Oh my goodness, sorry, this keeps moving because I have a new ring light stand, and I had it directly touching the table, and so every time I move the table, it would move, and I wish I did that sooner because now it's not moving. You live and you learn, am I right? Am I right? Yes. I will be resilient, okay? Anyway, thank you so much. I love you all, and I hope this helped you. So have a great rest of your day or evening, whenever it is. So long. Bye.
Ooh, yeah, it's Fun Friday.